What's up, people of the world and internet? Um, where do I even start this? I have lived in the city, and I now live on the farm. Um, see, I don't live here exactly, but I'm out here grazing my horse because we need grass. Long story short, but the reason I wanted to make this video is because there's certain things that I just find so frustrating, and if I want them to change, the only way for me to make them change is for me to tell people, you know, because some people just, well, a lot of people, there's a lot of things that we don't know, right? I mean, we're just one human in the whole 8 billion, 8 billion of us in the world. Like, we can't expect to know everything that's going on, of course. So I want to make this video just to share my thoughts. Maybe I can change some people's minds, and maybe the next generation of people can be better. In any event, what I want to talk about today is what is the price, what is the value of something, right? What is the value? You know, I get really frustrated. Lately, what I see is people coming to this. I live in a place which is in Costa Rica, which is by the beach, and I fell in love with this place because a it's a dry tropical rainforest, and what that means is that half the year it rains and half the year it's dry. So half the year we get absolutely zero rain, which I think it qualifies as like, I don't know how to explain this, as a dry forest, because there's so little rain, there's zero rain, that half the year it qualifies as a dry forest, and the other half of the year we get a lot of rain, so it qualifies for a rainforest, right? So tropical dry rainforest, I believe it is. And I actually, the first time that I came here was in the rainy season, and the thing about the rainy season is that over the course of the dry season, the plants literally like go dormant. They die because there's just so little water that they can't all make it. But what happens when it starts raining is that all the plants literally start coming alive and they start growing and stuff. So when you come in rainy season, that's when it like really is impactful because the plants are like, they're moving. I mean, literally, like day to day they'll move. When it rains, 4 hours later you can tell that the plants moved. So I fell in love with this place because it's of the natural beauty, right? So it makes me very frustrated when, I see people purchase land here and then they just ravage it, right? Like, I mean, like you see somebody will purchase some land and then they'll cut a few trees. They'll leave like two trees. You know what I mean? Like they'll leave like 2 or 3 trees to make them feel better. And then they'll just carve up all the grass and all the dirt. It'll just be like bright dirt, right? And you have to realize is, yes, that stuff will grow back, but like you basically you're killing it, right? You're killing all the grass. You're tilling it up because now the dirt's on top. So you know what I'm saying? So the grass is not going to get any light. So all that grass is dead. And then you're bringing up that dirt, and you can tell the dirt is like alive because it's like a bright color, like it's beautiful. It's like a red kind of sand. It's like a mix of sand and clay. It's beautiful, man. But you can tell these people are just ravaging it. And then like after a month or two goes by, yeah, the sun just blasts it. So then you just kill it, right? It just becomes dust. You understand? And I know the reason these people do this is because you have engineers who are on a computer, and when they're designing houses for people, when you hire an architect, you don't, I mean, the average person doesn't know much about construction. That's why you hire a professional. I mean, a house is like a big deal. It's not like fixing your own sink, right? I mean, even that, right? But like a house could fall on top of you, right? If you don't construct it right. So, obviously you want to go to an expert, an architect. And what the engineers do is they'll they want it all clean on the computer. They want a flat surface because that's what the computer gives you, right? And it's easier to construct. If you have a sloped surface, that's more work for the architect and the computer, and it's more money, right? Maybe. Depends. Ironically, it would be less money if they just built it properly, but that's another story. But what they do is they basically tell you, okay, we want to cut out all the trees, we're going to fill it, and we're going to level it, right? Because that makes it easy to construct a house. And then it's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating because they destroy the land and they try and make it uniform and flat in order for them to have an easier time to design something on the computer. Do you understand? Like, extremely frustrating. And I guess what made me think is I'm looking at this tree, right? Let's see. I can get a good image. There we go. Oh. There it is. Okay, this tree, I mean, gorgeous. That's one tree. How big, first of all, how big is that thing? How long do you think it took to grow? Right? I mean, I would hope somebody would save a tree like that, right, when they're constructing. But you'd be surprised. These people are crazy, man. My phone is fucked up. There it is. What is the value of that tree, right? I mean, you would think somebody would not want to cut it down, but let's say somebody does out of pure ignorance and stupidity, which, you know what I mean? Every day there's a little bit more of in this world, unless you say something. But I mean, yeah, you could have another tree grow back, but it wouldn't be the same tree, you understand? When my dog dies, if I get another dog, he's not going to be the same dog. You understand? Like, it will never be the same. I think here is like, what is the value? What is the value of things, right? You know, what is the value of something? Not just, you know, the fucking grass, right? What is the value of something? To a regular person, grass might mean shit, right? But I have a fucking horse now. You understand? He needs to eat. There's times when he eats a lot, man. When he eats all the grass, like when it's dry, it hasn't rained in a long time, he just eats it all, and then what? What is he gonna eat? So this blade of grass to me is worth a lot. You know, to Pompey is worth everything, man, because that's his food, right? So again, what is it worth? What are things worth? You know? Life is priceless, man. I mean, we live in a society, right? We live in a world. We need to eat food. You know, we need to eat if we want to survive. So we have to devote time and energy to things. So things do have a value. But you know, it's money. We resort to money when you think of value, but I guess what I implore people is to think beyond money today. Yes, there is a monetary value. That is part of the value of something in the moment and to whom you're selling to, right? But what is the true value of having X, right? What is the true value of having friends, a family, a house that's your own, that you don't have to worry about getting kicked out? What is the value of having grass, a beautiful tree, which provides shade, you know, home to fucking dozens of species of animals, right? I mean, what is it worth to have a property that's, you know, 1,000 square meters, but the whole thing's a house, you understand, and you killed all the trees, right? I guess that's what I implore people to think about today, is what is the true value of things. So, see you guys on the next one. This is Kevin, Bahia.com for more information. Oi. Pura vida, just trying to survive. Yeah, brother. Greetings from the crew.